Hello my dear children, viewers, parents and my dear friends. Welcome back to my channel. This time I've come up with a story. The name of the story is The Shepherd's Treasure. The Shepherd's Treasure. Again, you know the same thing what I'm going to come up with. I'm going to say that's going to be story for others. But when it's going to come to grade 6, it's going to be one of the lessons from the supplementary read. Okay, so let's go ahead and actually see what does this story convey. This is a story of a shepherd. Before we get into the story, we start the story. There are certain words that have been introduced. Let's first understand the meaning of it so that when we go according to the reader, when each and every single word, it should be like, yep, I know that, right? So let's get introduced. Get friendly to the words that are being used in the textbook. Okay, let's go ahead. So we are going to focus on the word meanings. The shepherd's treasure. Shepherd. What is shepherd here? Who is shepherd? Shepherd is a person who rears the sheep. You all know sheep, right? Yes. Or when all the sheep are put together, what collective noun is used? Flock of sheep. Yes. So, a person who rears sheep is a shepherd. Okay? Disguise. Disguise means what? A person, when you try to hide your personality, either you draw moistures, you stick moistures, or you wear a turban, you tie a turban, you wear a cap, or you wear a different kind of cap, different title, when you change into different costume and try to hide your personality and come up with a new personality. That's what is called disguise. That means to hide one's appearance. Got it here? Huh? Meager. Meager means what? Very small quantity. Very small quantity. Meager means very small quantity. What I have in my plate, if it's just one chapati, just one chapati. There's no choice for others. It's a small meal. Got it? Very small quantity. Meager means very small quantity. How are you supposed to spell it? Meager. Okay. Mule. Mule is what? It's an offspring of a horse. Offspring of a horse or a donkey. Okay, Tim? Next is dignity. Dignity. These are the terms that are going to be used in the while we are going to go through the story. These are the terms that are going to be used here. Okay. Dignity. Dignity means what? It means state of being worthy of respect. The portfolio a person carries. Principal of the school. That's a dignity. All teachers. Yep, that is. Doctors. Everyone carries a particular dignity. Okay. What is that? State of being worthy of respect. Each and every single profession carries its own respect here. Got it? Whatever job they do, they have a title of that. Got it? Next is cloaks. Cloaks means a sleeveless overcoat that's been called as a robe. You can call it as a robe also. It's sleeveless. Whatever dress you're wearing, you wear it on top of that. That's what is called cloaks. Then comes mockingly. Mockingly means making fun of someone. By laughing at someone when you talk something, that's what is called mockingly. You're making fun of that person by laughing and expressing some negative thoughts about that person. Expressing negative thoughts about that person. Okay? Summoned. Summoned means to be called. Summoned means to be called. That means a person would be sent or a letter would be sent conveying the message that you are being requested at so and so place, at so and so time, on so and so date. That's called being summoned. Fasten. Fasten means tied. You all know the traffic, you all know the rules and regulations when it comes to driving. Always we have been told to fasten our seat belts. Not only while driving, even when you take when you catch a flight or when you are in a flight, You have been announced, there's an announcement being made in the flight saying that fasten your seat belts, right? That's when what? Tie your seat belt. Okay. Province. What's the province? Province is what? It's a unit of a country that's created with administrative point of view. Got it? Administrative point of view. Like we have all big portfolios who take care of that particular area. Like we have education minister, we have finance minister, right? So in the same way, that's what is called province. Okay, let's go ahead and start the story. The story actually talks about a shepherd. You know what is shepherd? The one who rears the sheep, right? So this shepherd is not necessary. This story is one of the wonderful example that shows that only if you have the X, Y, Z, only then you become a good person. Then only you reach the success. He has proven everything wrong. It's not necessary. Got it? See, this person, that's the shepherd. He is poor, not well-to-do. He doesn't have a house of his own also. And second thing, he is not well educated also. But still, we all are blessed with one of the wonderful qualities. What's that? Common sense. Common sense. Our way of thinking. God has given brain to everyone. It's we to decide that how frequently we use it, how sharply we use it. Got it? How abruptly we use it. Right? So here, he has been very wise in spite of not being educated. He has used his common sense. Whatever he had from his hand, he has used one of the wonderful qualities of human being, that to be kind for others. If someone is in trouble, he will be the first person to step ahead and say, yeah, what's the problem? Not to worry, not to worry. The life doesn't come to an end at this very point at all. Why don't you do this? So when you actually advise someone with one of the good advices, and if that advice works, don't you think the same person will come back to you, at least to pay the gratitude of thanks? He will, right? So in the same way, he continued. Whomever he used to see in trouble or not well, immediately he used to be present to share their things with them, and he used to give one of the good advices, and he used to prepare them to be courageous to face the rest of the things that may come, right? So this way everyone started liking him. If a person is helpful, you ask something and immediately he never says no. If he doesn't have a particular thing, at least he'll give you an advice. Why don't you do this? This might fetch you this. So, if you have a good person in your life, if you have as a company, then you're sorted here. So you can also be one among the person in the upper hand where you help others, where you advise others, right? So this is what talks about the shepherd, his qualities, and where he was being taken because of his quality. He has reached what he was in the beginning, and then he reached to which level in life. It has the story speaks about that. Okay, let's go ahead and start the story. Okay, the village in Iran, there lived a shepherd. So the village, which village we are talking about? The village in Iran. In Iran, there was a village, and there lived a shepherd. You know who's shepherd, right? Whom do we call shepherd? He was so poor that he didn't have a cottage of his own. See, children, do you think this is a cottage? No, right? It looks like it resembles to be a cave, right? He had never been to school to learn or read or write, as there were very few schools in those times. Even if he had schools, he didn't have money to need to have money to pay for the books, to get the admission. Everything has its own price, right? Isn't it? So when it comes to education, he has never been to school. That's what it conveys. Next. Though he was poor and uneducated, we know he was poor. He never had a cottage of his own. And uneducated, he had never been to school, right? He was wise. Still, he used his smartness, intelligence. He was wise. Wise means intelligent. Who used his courage and common sense. Courage. See dear, if there's where's the picture of how does the word courage fall into the picture dear? See, all of a sudden you're passing by and there's a crowd and there's some quarrel going on. Does everyone speak in the quarrel dear? No. You need to have guts to speak up in the crowd. Volunteer yourself saying that, excuse me, what happened? Is anyone going to let me know what's happened? What's happening here? And then they say this is this, then you listen and then you take an initiative saying that, okay, mistake is mistake, both the parties have done mistake. So let's chill it out in a different way. Then you go ahead. In order to do and play a major role, you need to have guts. That's where the courage comes into the picture, right? So anybody has any problem, immediately he used to volunteer. He had the guts to go ahead and take charge of the situations around. And common sense. God has given brain. Only thing we need to use that. We need to use that in the right time according to the situation. Where you need to be smart, you need to be smart. Where you need to be sensitive, you need to be sensitive. Okay, in order to understand people's sorrow, and troubles and help them to face them. He never used to, he used to help them, but he never used to spoon feed them. Every time, no. Next, he used to help the person by giving suggestion, and he used to prepare that person for the upcoming problems also. Next time, if anything goes wrong, you are not supposed to sit down saying that, oh my God, everything has come to an end. No, problems keep coming. You should never fall down like this. You have to stand up. Next, you might come across financial crisis. So whatever you earn from this, keep a part of it. So you never fall into financial crisis at all. Like that, he used to give advices which used to be useful for the future. And when your bank balance is full, it actually gives you a confidence. It boosts up your confidence. If your bank balance is up, the confidence is seen on your face, on your personality. The bank balance is low, like you become hollow from inside. So the same way he used to which advice needs to be given, he used to prepare the person for that. Okay, many people came to him for advice. See, one person, see dear, if you do something good, that one person, we all have a very good human tendency that if something good happens to us, we open up our heart. We just speak our heart out saying that, you know what, today I am like this, it's only because of that person. He guided me. It's his idea, right? We do have the tendency of doing so, right? So when you say to one person, then that person thinks, oh, he has helped him, let me go and ask him if he has any suggestions for me. Whomever went to talk to him, everyone he guided, everyone he advised, everyone he helped them with one or the other suggestions according to the problem that they came with. Can you see the crowd, dear? Can you see the crowd? Can you see the crowd? How everyone he's surrounded with so many people. Always he was friendly to everyone. Got it? So this is how that many people came to him for advice. Soon he became famous. You become famous because of your qualities, dear. What qualities you carry? If you're not good to a person, if you're very arrogant, that person will go and spread the news of you being an arrogant person only. So you will get introduced as an arrogant person. When you're good to others, everyone they'll speak good about you only. So just shower only the good qualities. Do not let the inner animal come out. We all are people who have both good and bad qualities here. So you have to enhance only the good qualities. Got it? Next, the king of the country heard about him. Which country, dear? Which country? Yes, Iran. Okay, he heard about him. About whom? The shepherd. About shepherd what? His qualities. That this so and so XYZ person, that's the shepherd. He's very down to earth. The entire village speaks, if the entire village speaks about someone, it's only about the shepherd. The shepherd is very good in our village. Any problem, we go to him only. Even now, there are places where you don't have, I mean, there are, like in villages and all, they have a meeting wherein one person takes charge of everything, and they sit and have a meeting and come to a conclusion, right? So someone takes charge. So here also, this is the person, that's the shepherd, who takes charge of the situations and who helps everyone and each and everyone in the village. Got it? So this particular thing, that what are the qualities? Being very kind, being very helpful, he's a wise person. Got it? So all these qualities get, and he's a very good advisor, and he always welcomes others to come with their problems. There are people who the moment they come to know, the moment they feel that, oh my God, this person is coming to me for help, immediately they'll close the door, or they'll say, oh, no, I'm not there. They'll send someone on behalf of them saying that, oh, is it? Oh my God, you should have come just 5 minutes before. Just 5 minutes before he had to rush. Oh my God, you can't even reach him through phone calls because he has left the mobile at home. In order to escape from the situation of helping others, there are n number of reasons can be given. But in order to help person, only one thing is required. That is the good intention. You all agree, right? Next. So once the king came to know about the shepherd, he decided, let me just go ahead and actually find out what's the fact. Is what I heard was true or not? Let me just go ahead. So what the king did, the king of the country heard about him, about the shepherd, and thought of meeting him. Who? The shepherd. Disguised as a shepherd. Disguise means to change one's appearance. We already seen, right? Isn't it? Huh? He changed his appearance, and then he changed as a shepherd. Okay? How the shepherd would be? In a normal dress. He changed to a normal, he wore a normal costume. He dressed up as a shepherd. So by doing that, what he has done? He has disguised from a king to the shepherd. Okay? And riding on a mule. We already have seen the offspring of horse and donkeys are called mule, right? Okay, so he was riding on a mule, and one day he came to the cave. Who lived there? Did the shepherd have a house of his own? No, right? So he lived in a cave. So he reached the cave where the wise shepherd lived. He came because he heard about his wisdom. Whose wisdom? The shepherd's wisdom. Okay, so he came near the cave where the wise shepherd lived. As soon as the shepherd saw the traveler, see, anyone who's coming by whom you don't know, he's a traveler. See, if you're in one particular village, those villages might be going in and out. Oh, he stays in that house, he's from that house, this person has come from outside, he is related to our village, he's his cousin's brother, or his sister-in-law has come, her sister. Like, you know what, there are relations, they know the relationship, they know in and out stories here in the village. But in the same way, when they see a new person, he or she is been called as a traveler. The moment he saw, he addressed him as a traveler. Immediately what he did, as soon as the shepherd saw the traveler coming towards the cave, immediately he rose to welcome him. Rose means Immediately he got up to welcome him. Rise rose. Got it? Here, rise rose means not sun rising. It's not the sunrise. It's he rose to welcome him. Immediately he got up to welcome him. Got it? Okay. He took the tired traveler inside the cave. He said, please come, please come. Okay. Gave him water to drink. Gave him water to drink. He just invited him, please come. Then he invited him, he offered water to drink and shared his own meager meal. He shared his own meager meal. He was not well to do. He was not very well to do, right? So whatever, did he know that a traveler is going to pass by? Did he know that a traveler is going to pass by? No. If you know that guests are arriving, won't you cook and keep for them, right? We do, right? Yeah. So, but here, he was not aware that someone is going to come. Whatever he had was meager. Meager means small quantity. The small quantity that he had kept for himself. He had arranged for himself. For that very day, that very meal, he shared his meager meal to the guest, to the traveler. Got it? The king rested for the night in the cave and was greatly pleased by the hospitality and wise conversation. The way he greeted, saying that please do come in. So he advised him, it's not the safe time. But it's not the safe time to travel. Why don't you drop in? He took him inside the cave. He offered him water to drink, and then he shared his own meager meal. What did that show? He treated the traveler as a guest, and he was a wonderful host. He was a wonderful host. He was very polite, very gentle, very soft-spoken person, and he spoke to him politely, gently, with respect, right? So that really pleased the king. Okay, so that's what is the hospitality. That process of being a very good host is what is hospitality. Okay, and the king was greatly pleased by his hospitality and the wise conversation. When someone comes, do you just throw the meal and say zip up and eat and drink and sleep off? You don't do like that, right? We treat them nicely. We are polite to them. We talk to them. Till they get the sleep, you talk to them. Right? You talk a number of things. How was your travel? Where are you coming from? Okay. So till he got the sleep, he entertained him. Okay. Who? The shepherd. Though still tired, the king decided to depart the next morning. Even though the king was tired, he traveled a long journey. He took a long journey he was riding from his own place to this place. It was a long journey. So riding on the mule, he was very tired. Still he decided to depart the next morning. If he wanted, he could have taken rest. But then, you know what? Being king is not a small thing, right? They have their own responsibility, right? So he knows his responsibility. Immediately, he wanted to check something. He just came. He just checked it upon, and then he want to go to the next step. That's he wants to leave and then go ahead with his further responsibilities. Okay. So he didn't give room for his laziness, relaxing, and all those stuff, right? So which also shows that king also was wise enough, right? Okay, he said, many thanks for your kindness. What did he say? He said, many thanks for your kindness to a poor traveler. To whom he said that, to a poor traveler, I have a long way to go. He said, you have taken care of me. It was very nice. I have a long way to go. Permit me leave. He's saying, I have to leave. Just give me the permission. Let me leave. You know what? How the shepherd replied? Looking at the guest, he replied, thank you, your majesty. Thank you, your majesty. What he replied? Thank you, your majesty. How? Majesty has been told to whom? The king. When you reply to the king, you say thank you, majesty. Right? You add majesty. Right? The moment he used that, the king was shocked. He felt good also, and he was shocked, surprised also. For paying me the compliment for a visit. You visited and you paid a compliment that you liked my hospitality. Thank you, Your Majesty. That's how he replied. So, what all things he could make out? That he came to check upon two things. The fact that he had heard that he was very good by nature, his qualities and all those stuff. How he treats others. All those things he checked. And second thing is his common sense. See children, if a rich person, you make him wear old clothes. You can just change the dressing of a person, but you can't change the person's behavior. A person who walks like this, who is prone to walk like this with broad shoulders and head up, you can't make the person go like this. See? Got it? So in the same way, king has his own personality, his way of talking. He could make out by the way of talking, by the way of listening, by the way of responding to stuff, by the way of throwing out questions. He could actually feel it could none other be than the king. What did he use? He has used his common sense. He has used his wisdom. And actually he came to know. He actually could make out that the traveler was none other than a king. So he was pleased. Then he decided. What did he decide? What did he do? The king was astonished as well as pleased. He was shocked also. Astonished means shocked. He was astonished as well as pleased. He is indeed very wise. He is indeed very wise. He thought to himself, oh my God, what I heard was true. This guy, this shepherd, not only a good person, but he is a wise person. I've changed myself to a shepherd, but still he could make out my actual, who am I? He could actually make out that I'm a king. So for that, you need to have common sense and you need to be wise enough, which he is. Okay, I need people like him to work for me. Then he decided, I need like this people. Because what the kings do, they select they select a particular person and they make them to be a leader taking care of that particular territory. Okay. So what he did to govern the people, okay? So what the king did, he said, I need people like him. So, and the king appointed the humble shepherd as a governor of a small district. What he did, he said, I can't leave him. As a token of thanks, I have to do something for him. And he is worth enough to be given selected as a governor. So what he did, he made him the governor of a small district. So he didn't make him blindly. He actually went, checked him. He felt he qualified to all the qualities of a governor. That's why he decided to appoint him as a governor of a small district. Although he rose to power and dignity. Power is what? You have been given the power. Yeah. You are in charge of this. You rule the way you want. But make sure that X, Y, Z things are taken control of you. Those responsibilities are being given. So, taking control, once a person gets dignity and power, people do change. Some people do change. But when it came to the shepherd, he remained the same. His humbleness remained the same. Having respect for others, having a tender heart. That remains same. People loved and honored him for his wisdom. They loved and honored him for his wisdom, his intelligence. Okay, sympathy. Sympathy, when he used to see someone shivering with cold, immediately he used to give a blankie. That's a kind of an example of showing the kindness here. When you see something, you see a person is suffering with something, you actually get to know that, yeah, this person needs this. A person is really hungry, you don't give them money, you give them food. Got it? He was kind and just to one and all. He was alike to everyone. He showed his kindness not only to particular group of people. No, he showed his kindness to everyone. And he was just to one and all, means he was equal to everyone. He treated everyone equally. His fame as a fair and his fame as a fair and wise governor soon spread the thought of the country. Soon spread throughout the country. See, when entire group of people or that particular village, they all are happy. See, dear, they never had to come up and say that this is what we need. He used his wisdom, he used his common sense, he used to think what else can be done, what else can be done. We could make a bus, there should be a well, there should be water facility, the road should be good enough for the travelers. All these things, but without anyone coming and asking him, or anyone coming, dropping up a suggestion. Before that, he used to do it. The needs and necessity where he used to find out the needs and necessity of the people in that particular territory, and he used to take care of it. When people are happy, same thing, they spread it. It goes out saying that we are very happy. We don't need to ask anything. Our governor, he walks to us as a common man. See, dear, can you see? There's a funeral. See, someone has expired and they're taking that person. But even there, he wants to give his presence. That's a symbol. That's a sign of showing his quality. That let it be good or bad, it's my people. I want to show my presence. That is his inner intention, and that he actually he actually proves it at every single stage. Let it be any good function or let it be a sad demise, he always used to give his presence. So he wanted to be one among them, a common man among all, which made him feel very friendly and very close to other people. Got it? Same news spread all over. Same news spread all over. Now the governors of other provinces. Now same thing went to other people. When other people hear from a different province, what they come to know? Oh, is it? You have been taken care of all these things. Oh my God. Then obviously the other person will also share their own situation, right? What they are facing. So in the same way, they used to express their feelings. So that same, see, anything goes, it won't reach only the people or public. It will reach the governors also, right? The higher authorities also it will reach, right? So when they came to know that this is the thing, see dear, when a person is climbing on the stairs of success with dedication and hard work, he thinks only one thing is in his mind. I have to do, I have a cause. My cause is teaching. What I teach, it should reach my kids. That is the only intention of a person. So he works hard, he goes on and on. But there will be a group of people, not only in one particular, in one particular line. Everywhere, it's everywhere in the society. Let it be office, you ask your own parents. They go, it's not that easy to go out to work and earn money and come back to you. Everyone wants to give their 100%. Everyone is working hard. No one gets penny just like that here. Right? So it's not getting money, earning money. It's not just like taking a cakewalk. Right? So they have to pay the price for it. They want to give their 200%, they give their 200%, they give their 100%. But there is a specific group in all the categories to pull legs. They don't want to go step by step. What they'll do, they'll actually use their partners, they'll spread the fireplace, so that automatically with the fire the person already comes. So there are instances. This is connected to the real story, dear. Everywhere you ask your parents who are going out and working, everywhere there is a team working to pull a person down. It's everywhere, dear. Okay. So the same way, same thing happened, same thing who faced? The shepherd faced after becoming the governor. What now? See, he did only good things. To his what responsibility was he being given, that he is taking care of that. He's doing it very well. Easy in competition to anyone saying that, see, I am doing better than that. No, he never go and do any advertisement. He just did his duty. But still see how there are a group of people to pull his legs down and put him down and make him fall from the top. Now the governors of other provinces grew terribly jealous. Jealous in the sense, how come everyone keeps talking about that particular person? Only that governor, we all are governors, about us. So when our own people are talking about him, automatically the news will go to the king. Right? So good things should reach about the king, only about us, we governors. Why only about him? The news is spreading everywhere. Everyone is talking about this governor. That is the shepherd who has taken charge as a governor. So they were jealous. Okay. So when people are jealous, they use their smartness. Okay. So what did they do? They grew truly jealous of him, of who? Of the shepherd. That is the governor who was being assigned as a governor. Okay. And began to talk to the king against him. They went to the king. They started talking to the king. They started whispering the king, saying that, they started complaining about this particular governor to the king, saying that, they said, what did they say? He is a very dishonest and he is a very dishonest person. He is not true and loyal at all. And keeps for himself part of the money that's been collected as a tax from the people. Whatever we buy, we pay tax, right? So that tax money is being used by the government, by the higher authorities for the welfare of the society. Okay, so the money that's been collected as a tax, that particular money, he keeps a part of it for himself. So they're going and telling the king, complaining the king, okay, giving a wrong version, okay. Why did he always carry with him? They added. All of a sudden they said, why did he always carry with him? What was that? An iron chest. He always used to carry an iron chest. Wherever he used to go with his camel, and to the camel, the iron chest was on the back of the camel. The iron chest was tight. It was fastened. Okay. And they said, whatever he used to take, the money, everything he used to keep. A part of it, he used to keep it inside the chest. Maybe he might be having gold also. It's the rumor. Okay. That's what they conveyed as a complaint to the king. Okay. Perhaps he carried in it the treasure that he had secretly. Okay. So doing something without anybody's knowledge, that's called secretly. Okay. They said mockingly. Mockingly means laughing at him, making fun of him. Got it? He was an ordinary shepherd and could behave no better. One among them is saying, of course, where does he come from? What is his background? What is his history? What is his background? He belongs to a shepherd category. That means in shepherd category also, he was a person who was not well-to-do. He didn't even have a house of his own. He's not educated also. So a person who was poor and all of a sudden he sees money, what he'll do? He'll start collecting them secretly and try to show his desperacy towards the greediness and desperation towards the the money. That's what he would have done because he had never seen money in life. That's what they were just filling ears of the king. At first, the king did not pay attention to these reports. Why? Because it was the king who appointed him. He didn't appoint him through any of the references, dear. He appointed him by actually going and checking him, inspecting him, and experiencing his qualities. It was he who designated him as a governor. It is he who gave the responsibility to him to be a governor of that particular area, the territory. Got it? At first, the king did not pay attention because he knew about him. Okay, but how long could the person ignore these governors? How long? They know that they have selected this particular person. They see, dear, higher authorities are not just like that. When they take up a task, they do it very well. For them, it's a major responsibility. They're giving a part of responsibility. Just a part of responsibility is shared among everyone. But that part of, to share that small part of responsibility, they give a 200 times trial they give. And that is when they decide that, yeah, you are fit for so and so. They put a test to that person has to go through the test. That is when they designate a person. I mean, they give the responsibility to a person saying that, yeah, okay, you have been appointed. They know what the person is qualified for that post. That's why they have appointed him for that post. Higher authorities, they don't blindly select someone, right? But still, these jealous people, they go and keep complaining about the person who's doing well. They keep complaining, but continuously complain. We can't complain the higher authorities also. Continuously they kept getting complaint only about one person again and again. They are in a major post wherein they have to respond, they have to react in one way or the other. Otherwise, others will start blaming the higher authorities, saying that, oh, so they don't take any decisions against this particular person at all, because they've been appointed by them. So that particular rumor, the king shouldn't reach. So at a point, he had to do something. So what he did, but how long he could ignore these governors and their endless stories. It just went on and on and on and on. Every time it used to be only talking about only that person's complaint. Okay. One thing was certain. That means one thing was for sure. What? The king discovered. What he came to know? One thing was for sure. What? That wherever he used to go, he used to carry the chest. The iron chest. Okay. Iron chest is nothing but the iron box. Okay. Not the iron box. The iron box inside which you keep anything. Okay. The new governor did not carry, the new governor did carry an iron chest with him all the time. That was true. I was like, okay, since everyone is saying, let me just go ahead and check it out. Because see, here the higher authorities, they have to take decisions. They are bound to take decisions. They have to react upon the complaints that keep coming to them. So what he did? So one day the new governor was summoned. He sent someone and he was being called to ask him to be present at the king's place. Okay. So the new person was summoned. The governor was summoned to the palace. Okay. He came riding on his camel. Wherever he used to go with the camel, with the chest. Can you see the chest? He knew he was being summoned at the palace, right? Still, he went as usual. Wherever he goes like this way. So he did the same. Okay, he continued the same and he came there also accordingly. I mean, he didn't make any changes at all. Let the king call, anyone call. This is how I call. Okay. He came riding on his camel And to everyone's delight, the famous iron chest was there, fastened securely behind him on the camel's back. Everyone was happy to see the chest, because it is they who had gone ahead and complained that he always carries a chest, and inside the chest is our people's money, the tax collected from the people. A part of it is inside the chest. It has gold, it has silver, it has jewels, it has money collected from the tax, which has been taken secretly without anybody's knowledge, which is absolutely being dishonor. That shows the dishonor towards the king and his services, right? So he has been dishonest. That was the blame that was being put on him as a complaint, right? So everyone was very happy when they saw, oh, chest also, he has bought the chest also. Now the king was angry. When he saw the chest, he was angry. He's like, you put me wrong. I selected you, appointed you for your high qualities, for your loyal, for you being a very kind person, a helpy person, a person with wisdom, to whom I feel that you're wise enough for this particular post. I appointed you as a governor, and this is what you do. That's what in his mind. Whose mind? The king's mind. Immediately, see dear, when something strikes you, your body language also reacts according to what's going on in your brain, right? Facial expressions, everything, right? Can you see the king? Is he very happy? He's very angry. How dare you come to me with the same chest? You're carrying the same chest. You mean to see the iron chest, the iron box. Now the king was angry. Can you see the angry king? He thundered. Why? That means he roared like a lion. He was so angry that he shouted. That's called thundering. Why do you always carry that iron chest with you? What does it contain? He asked him. The king has right to ask anything, anyone, right? So he asked that wherever you go, why do you need to carry this chest? Everywhere. What he did, the governor smiled. He smiled with respect. See, smiling is something, laughing is something. Laughing upon with fun is something, and smiling is something. Smiling is something. He didn't do any mistake at all. So he did not have to use other expressions at all. Okay? The governor smiled. He didn't do any mistake at all. He smiled. So in his inner mind and inner heart, what's going on? Oh, so actually the king wants to know what's inside the iron chest. He asked his servant to bring in the chest. Who asked? The king sent the servant. He said, go and get the chest. It was being fastened to the camel's back, right? Or the camel's back. So he asked him to get that. How eagerly the people standing around waited for the shepherd to be found out. Can you see? I have parted the two pictures here. See here. Who is this? This is the governor, the shepherd. How is he? He's smiling. And look at those people, dear. Can you see those people? Can you see their facial expressions? Eyes are wide apart. And mouth is open like anything. Now he's going to get punished by the king. See? That they're so desperate to see him punished. But how great was their astonishment. See? You should see their facial expressions. And even of the king himself. Here, what happened? What did the king do? He sent his servant and got the box. Was the box just to be kept on the showcase? No, right? It has to be like whatever is black and white. It has to be in front of everyone. So it was supervised. It was checked. They opened the chest and everyone was astonished. Astonishment, shocked. Not only the people, or not only the governors who complain against him, including the king. Even the king was shocked. He was astonished. When the chest was opened, what happened? What they actually found? Let's see. No gold. What is this, dear? No gold, no silver or jewels. No gold, no silver, no jewels. But what was there? An old blanket. What was there inside that? Just an old blanket. Was all that came out of. That means nothing else. Was all. That means altogether it had only one thing. That was an old blanket. Okay. Holding it up immediately. Holding it up, the shepherd, what did he do? He just held it. Held what? The old blanket. And proudly, what did he do? Proudly the shepherd said, this is my dear, this my dear master. See what he said? This my dear master is my only treasure. I always carry it with me. This is the only treasure, master, that I always carry with me. Proudly he said. When you do something wrong, that is when you have to mentally prepare yourself. Okay, if this question has been asked, I have to answer this way. If I have not been asked, I'm not supposed to open my mouth. I'm supposed to remain zipped up. This is how you have to train your mind. You have to stress your mind. But if you are true, you don't need to act upon anything. You just have to be natural. You don't need to be scared. You don't need to prepare yourself for the situation. What he was, according to him, he was loyal. Did he commit any crime? Did he do any mistake? No. Was he loyal? Yep, he was. He was loyal, children, right? Okay. Next. But why do you carry such an ordinary blanket with you? The next question that was been thrown towards the shepherd from the king was, why do you carry this such an old blanket along with you? Why? I made you the governor of my area, my territory, my province. Then why you need to use this blanket, your old blanket? You know what he replied? Let's see. Surely you are the governor of a district. Of course you are a governor of my district. The king asked. The king said, you are the governor. You have been given food, shelter, all facilities, right from the cloaks. I mean the cloaks. This is what are cloaks, dear? The sleeveless coat that is worn on top of a dress. Okay, including cloaks to everything. The turban that he's tying, he is tying on top of his head. Everything has been given by the king. To whom? As a governor, right? Then you won't be getting blanket or what? You have blanket, everything, all facilities are being. Then why do you want to carry this old blanket? Let's see what he replied. To which the shepherd replied with quiet dignity. Very gently, very nicely he replied. What he said? This blanket is my oldest friend. What he said? This blanket is my oldest friend. With respect, he said, it will still protect me if, it will always protect me. It will still protect me if by any of the reasons. See dear, we come across good time also, bad time also. Bad time never knocks the door and come, dear. Bad time never knocks the door and come. Right? Sometimes we are so helpless that we can't do anything and we are lost. Right? It could be losing the job, losing the portfolio that you're being given. It could be anything, dear. Right? Bad time, bad things, when it happen, they don't come as a news or rumor to you. It happens all of a sudden, right? So he's like, if ever by chance, due to any reason, you take off my cloaks and you just, you dismiss me from the, you appointed me, but I might get dismissed from my responsibility of being a governor. A time might come, a day might come. On that day, as a governor, what I'm wearing is the governor's dress. I have to render everything, I have to give everything and then walk out. And that time, even still in that time, that hard time, it is my blanket, the old blanket, that will still protect me. That's what he said. From cold and from respect, right? We don't wear dress only for chillness, right? Even that even covers your body, right? Right? That's what he's coming to say. See, I'll read it out once in. To which the shepherd replied with quiet dignity, "This blanket is my oldest friend. It will still protect me if at any time, you never know, your majesty should wish to take away my new clothes." If you wish to take away, see, when the order is being passed by the higher authority, you can't make changes. Just have to quit. That's it. How pleased the king was. Listening to the reply, the king was so pleased that, and how embarrassed the jealous governors became to hear the wise man's reply. They were embarrassed. Oh my God. What we thought, embarrassment is something that you thought something and you actually realize that, oh my God, how cheap I thought about that person. What they thought was actually wrong. That is what brings you to an embarrassment, right? The version that they carried, the complaint that they raised was all like, it was like a fake. They themselves, they were like, it was like a black and white face. Everything was clear, right? So, and the king was very pleased, very pleased. Okay, and now they knew that the shepherd was indeed the humblest and the wisest man in the land. Did the king agree? Yeah, he was. He was greatly pleased. What about others? Oh my God, it was like hats off to the shepherd. They were like, oh my God, on this person we raised a complaint. They really felt so bad. I mean, that's the embarrassment that they got. Okay. And they came to a conclusion saying that that he was indeed a humblest and the wisest man in the land. Okay. The king made him the governor of much bigger district that very day. Same moment, same day, he gave him a much bigger responsibility, more bigger responsibility. First, he was governor of one particular province. Then he gave him a bigger district so that he can govern. Okay. Then, can you see the picture here? First, he was angry. When he actually saw what he did, then he became happy. And then, can you see? You remember the old shepherd, right? You remember the old shepherd also. You remember the governor of a small district also. And now you can see a governor who is being given a much bigger district. Can you see? Can you see? You know the designation in every place, right? The costume, the uniform changes. The starlings change. A number of things change according to the designation, right? So the same way you can see him. He's totally different now, right? He has been appointed as a governor for much bigger district that very moment as a token of his goodness. Okay? So here we come to the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed the story. Have a good time. Bye-bye. Love you all.